Welcome to another episode of Friday Wrap Up. This is your boy Extreme Turtleneck Collector, Eclectic Enigma. We have lots to cover, so let's get it going. We're going to start with the Thieves Awards as always. Your boy, Darius McCullough. He's a serial transit thief. Darius McCullough likes to steal buses and trains. He was busted once again for stealing another bus. He said the next thing he's going to do is steal a plane. Bruh.
Shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout, 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 shout but shout it.
Nilla, please.
Next recipient of the Nilla Please Award goes out to Charles Barkley, aka Mumbles. He decided to take shots at Derrick Rose and his haircut. Check out the video.
Man, what's going on with Derrick Rose's hair, man?
What, you don't like that?
No, I don't like nappy hair.
That is not nappy, Sir Charles.
What is it?
It's a fro.
It's not a fro. I know what an afro is. That was big in my day. But that's just nappy hair. It's not a style. Get some of that green grease my grandmother used to always have and relax it.
Charles, bring that broiled baked potato head ass here, boy. Oh, Spud Max head having ass. Oh, 4-5 head having ass. Look, just because Derrick Rose has as many NBA rings as you does not mean you get to check him for no reason. His hairstyle was fine. You just mad because he got way more hair than you. Matter of fact, bruh.
Chicken head, chicken head, bald head, scallywag, ain't got no hair in bag.
Nilla, please.
Next up, an idiotic fugitive was arrested after he posted selfies on Facebook, taunting the police. So you escaped from jail and you decide to post selfies on Facebook? Well, I have a message for you.
Hey you. Dumbass.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Nilla, please.
And the last award goes out to any and everybody pissed about the Starbucks cup. It's a damn cup. The holiday someone chose to represent Vanilla Baby Jesus' birthday is not about snowflakes twerking on a cup next to Santa Claus while he's sipping a vanilla chai latte. Let's worry about some real shit, like what happened to Glenn on Walking Dead? Or why do we park on driveways but drive on parkways? And if a midget does a backflip, is it called a little flip? You know, important shit.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Nilla, please.
Now we move on to the University of Missouri. As many of you know, the president of Missouri, Tim Wolf, decided to resign a couple days ago. The football team threatened not to play unless Tim Wolf resigned. What many of you don't know is what led up to the resignation request of the football team. So what I want to do is give you a little timeline of what happened. After the murder of Michael Brown, some students on the campus of MU decided to create a group called MU for Michael Brown that later became Concerned Student 1950. The name is a nod to the first year that Mizzou decided to let people on campus of color. This is also when the group started wanting an official response from Tim Wolf on the racial unrest that was going on their very own campus. So amongst other things, in April of this year, a swastika was drawn on one of the residence halls on the campus. The person that originally did that has been arrested, will only face 2 years probation for his hate crime. Then, in September, the student body president, who happens to be black, was walking along campus and a pickup slowed down by him and started shouting and calling him the N-word. He made a post about it and it went viral. He also said this is not the first time he was called the N-word on this campus. Then on October 5th, the group that was rehearsing the play got interrupted by a drunken man that was calling them the N-word and other racial slurs. While all this was happening, Tim Wolf remained silent. And on October 8th, a letter was put out to everyone on campus that all incoming freshmen would have to take a racial diversity class that would be online. So after all of that, on October 10th, the Concerned Students of 1950 protested at a parade. They blocked Tim Wolf's car from going anywhere. They got into a megaphone and shouted and told everybody what was going on campus. And when the car moved, they would try to move with the car. So eventually, Tim Wolf's driver got out, tried to push him out of the way. Some other, good people decided to come out of the crowd and push them out of the way. And none of that worked, so eventually the police came. All of this was going on. Tim Wolf was in the car. He did not once get out. He didn't even say anything to the protesters at all. Like, I hear you, let's talk about this later. Nothing. This was the last straw. After tweets, emails, and calls, Tim Wolf still refused to say anything about the issues going on campus or address concerns of concerned students of 1950. On October 20th, the students sent a list of demands to Tim Wolf that included him apologizing for what happened at the parade and his resignation. On October 24th, another swastika was found in a residence hall. This one was actually made of human feces. Finally, on October 26th, Mr. Wolf met with the student organization, and he said that he cared for the black people on campus, but he wasn't completely aware of what's going on. So, on November 2nd, Jonathan Butler decided to go on a hunger strike, and he said that he was ready to die for his cause, and he would not end his hunger strike until Tim Wolf resigned or was fired. So soon after that, after mounting pressure because of everything that was going on, Tim Wolf finally issued a statement apologizing about what happened at the parade, and it said what he didn't do made it look like he did not care about what was going on campus. But by now it was too late. The black football players of Mizzou decided they were not going to play a game until Tim Wolf resigned, which is where many of you would come into this part of the story. And as you know, Tim Wolf did eventually resign, but he had money that the university was going to stand to lose, and legislators were actually calling for him to resign as well. So some of you think that maybe these incidents are isolated at Mizzou, and that is not the case. This kind of stuff is going on all around the country. For instance, at Yale, there was a fraternity party where black women were turned away because they were told they were ugly, and only white women were allowed to come into the party. Then there was a letter that went out to everybody at Yale University that was telling them about how to dress for Halloween and not to be in blackface and whatnot. And then there was a faculty member that basically said, hey, if you don't like the way somebody's dressing for Halloween, if they're in blackface or they're dressed up as a Native American, then just look away and deal with it. Also, at Barkley High School, there was a message that was posted on every computer that said, KKK forever, public lynchings December 9th. Right now, Yale is protesting, and after that incident at Barkley, the students actually staged a walkout. All of this is going on. There have been 3 people arrested for making terrorist threats against black people at the campus of Mizzou. That's right, they said they were going to kill all black people. 3 different people that didn't even know each other have made these threats, and 3 have been arrested. They ended up having to cancel some classes. Some professors decided not to even have class other days just because they were fearing for the safety of their students. And there were people that, when they eventually did have to go to class, they had a group of individuals walking around, walking them to class just so they could feel safe. I said all that to say, if you hadn't noticed, change is coming. People are growing tired of racism and these idiotic issues that people have to deal with on campus. You know, the favorite saying of racists is, if you just get a good education, well, how are you going to get a good education when you have to deal with systematic racism at a university? Then there are those of you that are tired of the protesters. I mean, people wanted to pull the scholarships of the Missouri football players that decided they weren't going to play. They didn't even decide to delve into why they weren't playing. Well, guess what? I personally don't give a damn how you feel about that. When you don't have to deal with something, you generally don't care about it. Change is coming. I will say this, in 1960, there were 4 students that sat down at a counter at Woolworths. These 4 students were black, and the counter was for whites only. These 4 individuals started something known as the sit-in movement. Do you honestly believe that during that time period, everybody was for equal rights? Do you honestly believe now that everybody is for equal rights? I mean, we live in a world where people are more pissed about a red cup at Starbucks than they are about a shit-stained swastika on the campus of a university. You keep worrying about your cup. Because change isn't coming. Change is here. The sleeping giant has been awakened. So you're going to have to decide, are you going to hop on board or are you going to get trampled by his feet? That's Friday Wrap Up. Hope you enjoyed. Share, and I will see you guys next week.